The Irrational Confidence Podcast. It is for the coveted, the prestigious, the amazing CyHawk Trophy. It is the Iowa State Cyclones going to Iowa to face the Hawkeyes. At time of record, Iowa is a 2.5-point favorite. Over-under is set only at 35. Fresh. I'm kind of wondering on this one. Which way should we go there? Listen, I'm going to say this with both these teams, Fresh. I liked what Iowa State did week one. I thought that they played a very conservative game. They didn't do anything. They got out with a win against the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. And then Iowa wanted to put up and light up the scoreboard. Cade McNamara, 3 touchdowns there. They just wanted to do it just so they say they could do it. Caleb Johnson had a real nice game, averaging over 10 yards a carry. But I don't think either one of these teams showed anything going into week 2. I thought they kept both of their offenses were very vanilla. Both have great defenses. So, again, folks, yeah, we're going to get on their offenses a little bit, but these are great defenses on both accords. Fresh, what you got for the CyHawk?
Well, first off, we got to add the history in there. Anytime you have a rivalry game, you got to throw that back in there. Iowa leads all time, 47-23. Iowa has won 8 of the last 10 matchups. The only 2 times Iowa State has won was 10-7 in 2022 and 20-17 in 2014. Both those games at Iowa City, the same location as Saturday's affair. Iowa State has won 11 times going back to 1998. 6 of those have come at Iowa. So they feel historically more comfortable coming on over to Iowa City and playing the Hawkeyes than playing in Ames at home. The last time Iowa lost as an AP top 25 team in this matchup was 2005, and they got smoked 28-3 by Iowa State. So the trends favor the Hawkeyes for the most part, but there is ways that Iowa State can get a W. Only one team has scored 21 or more points in this game since 2018. And that's when Iowa scored 27 points in 2021. So going back to that over-under total, take the under, folks. You're most likely going to be in great shape there financially when that comes to bat. Now, you spoke about last week with the Cyclones. They beat North Dakota 21-3.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rough affair offensively. Definitely, they had to hopefully they were playing too super vanilla and didn't want to give anything away to the Hawkeyes coming out in this game. But if they were putting in some special stuff, kind of has to be worried about the offense ready to rock and roll come Saturday afternoon. The key, though, Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins at wide receiver, they've got to create separation. We know about the Hawkeye secondary historically. They're going to be on them all the time. How do these 2 receivers make plays for Rocco Beck in that offense and get open and make some big plays down the field? At least keep the drives going. Because Iowa's defense is going to be locked down. You've got to find ways to catch the pass, take advantage of the opportunities, get off the field, and score some touchdowns. They did give up 174 yards rushing in North Dakota. That kind of has me worried a little bit by the Cyclone defense. What were they showing? Were they actually tackling correctly? Were they just sort of just going through the motions, trying to get the game over? If that still persists here on Saturday, Iowa should have no trouble running the ball down their throats. So hopefully the Cyclones can clean that up a little bit. Iowa put up 40 points. They got their ball game. People were shocked at that offense. Can they replicate? Can Cade McNamara and that offense get it going again? Was it just playing a solid FCS team, or is this a sign of things to come? A new offensive coordinator, new lifeblood in that program. We're going to find out a lot about both these teams in this game because we've seen what Matt Campbell can do at Iowa State when they're underrated and nobody pays attention to them, and somehow they make charges up the radar, but he still struggles beating Iowa. We've seen Iowa play great defense and their offense be terrible. Both these things have got to emerge in this ball game. Can Iowa State and Matt Campbell win a big game, and can Iowa score points consistently and dominate offensively in this modern era of college football? If those 2 things come into play, we're gonna have a heck of a shootout. But it's going to be an interesting which story is truly going to continue to keep building a narrative and which is just a mirage of last week and of the previous seasons. Looking at this game, I mentioned Rocco Beck to quarterback. Iowa State, this is a big chance for him. He has a chance to become a legend. He's kind of the same kind of Brock Purdy mold. Manage the game, make the throws when you have to on 3rd down. Don't try to do too much, but be reliable. Jeremiah Cooper, safety for the Cyclones. You've got to dictate your defense toward this offense. Be the aggressive team. Make plays, hunt down Cade McNamara, watch him like a hawk, literally, and force a couple turnovers, shorten the field. Get the momentum for Iowa State. Try to go in there, pull up the upset. Play loose. Don't play so uptight. On the other side, Jay Higgins and Sebastian Castro are two elite players on the Iowa defense. You have a chance again, beating up on little brother. Lock it down, get off the field. Are you living up to your All-American status, Jay Higgins? Are you going to wrap up, make 20 tackles, 15 tackles? Castro, you got a lot of nods for a great team, one of the first, I think third team All-American nods there, and third team All Big Ten as well. Show up, make a play for the Hawkeye defense. You don't have to put up 40 points. You just got to win the ball game. But where's this team going to be focused at coming in this game? In the end, I think Iowa State wins 18-17 in a shocker on a game-winning drive, and they go for 2 to win the ball game.
Fresh, here's something that really popped off the page to me. And I mean, this is like jumped off the page as much as a Cyclone Hawk Trophy type of thing, because that's a unique type of trophy there, Fresh. Last week, Iowa ran 71 plays of total offense. They ran 71 plays on offense last week. The Cyclones ran 48. Okay? And people will be like, well, all right, 21, Iowa put up 40. Yeah, that's true. But in Iowa State game, they let the defense run 72 plays. What that means is they were efficient with their offense, or they're just doing 3 and outs or running there. But it also says that the Iowa State defense was a bend, don't break mentality. That makes me a little nervous for a football game like that, because what I have a feeling is McNamara, Johnson, you got Lachey, you got this young kid now, Vander Z, I like the last name, who was the leading receiver last week. I love the unique names. Kid's a freshman. Are they able to, is Iowa going to rack up like a bunch of yards inside the 20s? Like, are they going to be able to go 20-20, but then the minute they hit the red zone, Iowa State's defense really suffocates the opposing offense? And that's kind of what it looks like they did last week. They got off the field when it mattered the most, and they didn't let these teams, they held on to the ball and ran a bunch of plays, but you still didn't get into the end zone. I think that's going to be a unique thing with it. If either one of these teams can develop a powerhouse level of offense, and again, I'm going to kind of fade a little bit to the Iowa side on that one, because I like the fact that they have a new offensive coordinator. They didn't have Kurt Ferentz last week, as he was serving a 1-game suspension, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You got McNamara, who's playing with a big, and I mean a big chip on his shoulder, I think. And then you have a guy like Caleb Johnson. You have a guy like Lachey, who is one of the best tight ends in college football this year. You have a lot of things to like. I feel like the ingredients to a great meal, like there's the ingredients to a great offense, is there at Iowa. They have to put it together. But I also feel like Iowa State has the ingredients to kind of stop a team like this as well. I'm leery about that 35.5. I think they want history says to take the under in this game. And for some reason, I think they're going to cross the over on it. I don't know why I get that feeling. I'm going to say that they're going to cross the over. Not crazy. I'm going to go a game like a 21-17 game. McNamara gets a late touchdown pass to Lachey to win the game in the fourth quarter to put them up 21-17. I'm going with Iowa in the game, but just a bit hitting the over.
Hey, we split. This is actually a good sign. We're going to see, chaos. We didn't both pick the same team.
Yeah, exactly. So I love the CyHawk, man. It's one of my low-key favorite rivalries.
Well, it's those regional rivalries, especially in the Midwest, where literally the only thing in town is this game. You get your basketball game maybe in November or December. Yeah, they're going to meet in the wrestling matches during the winter, but this football game, everybody sort of gets off. It's harvest time, wrapping up your chores, turn the game on. It means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's a respected rivalry game out there. It's one of those that if you gave me like every week allowed me to choose like a different ticket to go see a game each and every week and said, whatever one you want to go check out, what's like, if CyHawk was one of my options, I definitely think it'd be a top, like closer to the top of my list of just random games to want to be a part of.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you meet some cool people, drink some beer, eat some corn, watch some football.
Yeah, exactly.